Welcome to your mind-body connection. My name is Xandra, and this Vinyasa Flow sequence is all about slowing down your flow. Now, when we link our breath with our movement, it's important to maintain the steadiness, the depth of our breath, so that our transitions start to feel smoother. We are able to align into the poses with more mindfulness, and we feel more grounded, more centered. We live in a really fast-paced world where productivity, accomplishment, achievement is held at this really high standard. And if we're constantly in this mindset of doing as much as we possibly can, rushing to get things done, multitasking, we're going to eventually burn out. And sometimes we do need to burn out to realize what needs to change in our lives. But I find a practice like this so important to incorporate regularly because it allows us to feel into the power of slowing down, to be more mindful with how we are actually doing right here, right now. So we will start lying on our backs, and you can extend your legs long onto your mat if that feels good. If you want to have a little bit more back support, you can plant your feet onto the mat. You can even have the knees buckling in, feet as wide as your mat. But just taking a moment to settle in, to create that mental shift of landing back in your body and closing down your eyes. And just notice how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. And there's no judgment around the feeling. You're just observing and just holding space for whatever it is you need to release, whatever it is you would love to call in or embody. And maybe your intention becomes more personal in this moment, your why for showing up. And just begin to now deepen your breath. So deepening the inhales and the exhales in and out of your nose. And just by deepening your breath, we are creating that state change. Calming the nervous system, relaxing into our bodies, and just focusing our minds in the here and the now. So take just a few more deep cycles of breath, just feeling into the inflow and the outflow. And whenever you become distracted or maybe challenged in the moment, in the pose, just remember these 3 simple truths. You're alive, you are breathing, and you are enough. Now, you can always keep the eyes closed at any time in your practice, or maybe you start to open them now. And we'll have our feet hip-width apart, planted into our mat. So starting to awaken through the spine, linking breath with movement, dynamic bridge. As you inhale, start to lift your hips up, reach the arms up and over. And then as you exhale, slowly lower your hips, your hands down. Inhale, lift the hips, maybe getting a little bit higher up. And then exhale, slowly lower all the way down. We'll do that just a few more times. Inhale, the rise, the lift, the expansion. Exhale, softening, settling back into the earth. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Now extending your left leg long, hug the right knee in. And then keep holding on to the right knee with your right hand. Draw the knee out to the right. You can place left hand on top of the left hip or just resting the hand by your side. But start to feel into the stretch of the inner hip, the inner thigh, opening up. And then we'll bring our knee back through center and into a twist. So left hand grabs hold of your right knee as you draw the knee over to the left. Right arm can reach away from the body. You can even turn your head towards the right shoulder if that feels good for the neck. But just keep coming back to your breath, slow and steady. Steady breath creates a steadier mindset and steadiness within our bodies. Now coming back through center, and we'll just switch sides. So hugging left knee in, give it a little squeeze, and then using your left hand, draw your knee over to the left. If it feels good to steady the right hip back and down, placing your right hand there. Otherwise, just relax the arm. And just notice any difference, big or subtle, between right and left side. We are typically in balance from right to left, although we are working towards balance. We may never fully get there, and that's okay. Drawing your knee back to center and into the twist. So grab hold with your right hand, draw the knee to the right. Left arm can extend out. Head can turn towards the left shoulder. Maintaining a deep, steady breath the entire practice as best as you can. Now slowly coming back through to center, we'll reset up for bridge pose, this time holding it. Hands come next to your hips, root down through the feet, lift high through the hip points, and then start to feel a little bit more activation into your glutes, your hamstrings. Shoulders move a little bit away from your ears, shoulder blades together, heart is wide open, breath is deep. So as we hold some of our poses for long periods of time, maybe you start to feel that mental resistance, that challenge arise through sensation, and that is where the steadiness of your breath really comes back in. So keep breathing deeply, just a few more moments here. Maybe you're able to lift a little bit higher, last little bit of effort. And then soften all the way down. Soles of your feet together, knees butterfly out. Just take a moment, take a pause. Now drawing your knees back together and in towards the belly, just rock a little bit from side to side. And you can either come into some spinal rocks that might feel really good for your back. That does not feel okay, just roll over to your side. We'll make our way now to tabletop position, hands and knees. So as we come into tabletop, it's always important, right? We want to create a strong foundation to align into our poses. Your shoulders are over your wrist, hips are over the knees. Spread the fingers as wide as you can. Root down not just within your palms, but also the knuckles of your fingers. Now inhale, drop your belly, lift through the heart cow pose. Exhale, round into your cat, draw the navel up and in. Inhale, belly drops, heart lifts, feel the expansion. Exhale, rounding, connecting to your frontal core strength here as you round. Do two more, just starting to feel into linking breath with movement even more, but find the power in moving slowly and mindfully. The breath is deep and steady. So as you finish out through your cat pose, coming to more of a neutral position of your spine. Now step back into your plank, high push-up. We're holding for a few deep breaths. So we start to get really curious with where our mind goes when we start to feel challenge within the body. Do you go to that place of judgment, self-doubt? Do you really talk yourself up in a form of support and encouragement? So just notice these things, but you are strong, you got this, and you have your knees. At any time, you can always drop the knees. Just a few more deep breaths here. Core is active. Press firmly into your hands. Press back through the heels. Take one more deep breath in. And then lower your knees and slowly come all the way onto your belly. So as you lower, hug the elbows in. Sweep the arms back by your hips, palms up. Keep the back of your neck long. Inhale, lift, locust pose. So feeling into the strength of our back. Exhale, soften down. Just a few more like that. Inhale, lift through the chest. Lift the arms, maybe lift the feet now. Exhale, soften down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Feel the strength of your back body. Exhale, soften down. Now bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Squeeze your elbows in. Shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, press into the palms now. Cobra pose, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, release. Up to you how high you go. Inhale, lift, press, open through the heart. Exhale, soften down. Now inhale either back into cobra or move your hands back slightly. Press up into up dog. Arms are straight, thighs are lifted. Make sure that feels okay for the low back. Come back onto your knees, child's pose. So as you soften your hips back towards your heels, just drop your head and notice the quality of your breath. If it feels a little bit more choppy, more rapid, deepen the breath. Smooth out the rhythm. And anytime you need to rest, you can always come back to child's pose. Now making our way forward through to tabletop and into our first downward facing dog. So as you come into down dog, I always recommend starting with some bend into your knees. Focus on lengthening your spine. Drop your head, feel grounded through your hands. And then now, if you want to add some movement, you can pedal your feet, walk the dog, stretch a little bit more through the hamstrings. Feel all the way into your calves, your ankles. Maintain that steadiness of your breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Now one more round of breath here. Feel into the balance of strength and flexibility here. Strength through the upper body, flexibility into your back body. Walking your feet all the way forward now to your hands. Coming into ragdoll, so bend into the knees here, grab onto opposite elbows, and that gentle sway from side to side. Let your head hang heavy. So every time you're in a forward fold in this way, whether it's down dog, standing forward folds, allow your head to drop. We want to release tension from the neck. Now release your hands towards your feet. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen forward, hands to shins. Pause here for a moment. So little bend into the knees here. Draw the belly in and up to help support your low back. Nice long spine, shoulders away from ears. Take one more deep breath in and then release forward fold. Let's do that 2 more times with our breath. Inhale, half forward fold, lift and lengthen up. Exhale, bow and release. One more time. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, soften down. Now inhale, root to rise. Come all the way up to your mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. So just take a moment, pause in your mountain. How do you feel now? We've done a few poses. We're continuing to breathe as deeply as we can. We're feeling into becoming more grounded, more centered, more present within ourselves, within this day. Now beginning to move through our sun salutation A, but again, the breath is deep, so we slow things down. We really feel into the transitions and the poses. Inhale, reach the arms up. You can take your gaze up as well. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank. So feeling into our chaturanga. So oftentimes I feel like we may rush through this pose because it is challenging, right? It requires a lot of strength. So for this first one, let's drop the knees. Shoulder blades down your back. The heart remains lifted here. And then as we lower, squeezing the elbows in, we don't want to collapse forward into the shoulders. So shoulders are either aligned with elbows or a little bit above. Now from here, you can transition to up dog, or from chaturanga, if you want to come all the way down to the belly for cobra, take that instead. And then we lift up and back downward facing dog. So if you want to keep your knees down for that low push-up chaturanga, you absolutely can. Otherwise, this next round, we'll feel into it without the knees for support. Now take a deep breath in, bend your knees, gaze forward. As you exhale, either step or try to lightly hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, so feel grounded through the feet. Exhale, hands to heart center, that remembrance of reconnecting to yourself. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palm, step back to plank. Inhale, shift slightly over the wrist, shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, lower halfway, feel into your strength. Either to the belly for cobra or transition there, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Be really mindful too as you move into cobra or up dog to not lift the shoulders too much towards your ears, right? We want to create space into the neck, the shoulders. Take a deep inhale breath. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Just moving slowly, mindfully. Inhale, reach. Feel into the transitions as much as the pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant the palm, step back to plank, and then lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just a few more, warming up the body, feeling into our strength and flexibility, not just physically, but mentally as well. Finding that flow state of mind. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, step or hop top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, strong mountain. Exhale, hands to heart, reconnect. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or maybe hop back this time. High to low, up to down. We have one more. We'll go right into it. Take a deep breath in. Step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Last time, sun A. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, vinyasa, step or hop back. Move at your rhythm. But the importance of feeling into a slower, steady practice. So we'll take just a few breaths to rest. You can come to child's pose. You can come to down dog, stay in it. Maybe a little water break as well. But just keep tuning in to the changes, big and subtle, of your body, your mind, your energy, feeling more grounded, more centered, right? Feeling into the power of slowing our flow. So as you come back to down dog, if you're in a different pose, just take a moment, reset, realign. Now bringing your big toes together to touch, lift the right leg up towards the sky. And just feel into the lift here. Active leg pressing back into the wall or space behind you. Imagine that there's contact there. That is how much you are lengthening back through the right heel. Now lift a little bit higher, take a deep breath in. Knee to nose as you exhale, round your back like cat pose. Inhale, reach the leg back high. Exhale, shift forward, this time right knee to right elbow. It's okay if you can't quite get it there. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist under towards the left elbow. Inhale, reach back high. Exhale, step your foot all the way forward and then dropping the back knee, low lunge. So you can start with your hands down for a few breaths. You can work your hands to your right thigh or start to lift and expand. Come back to your breath. What is the quality? How deep is your breath here? Now take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down, shift your hips back, half split. So we're coming onto our right heel here. There can be a little bend into the right knee if you're tight through the hamstrings. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift a little bit out of the waist, and then exhale, start to fold down. Taking just one more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Now coming back through to your lunge, lift your back knee, left hand down, right arm high, dragonfly twist. So you're gazing wherever it feels best for the neck. That may be down, forward, or up. Now bringing your left knee back down, we're lifting now into a twist. So feeling that expansion from hand to hand. As your right shoulder draws back, draw the right hip back as well. Steady yourself through the feet, through the back knee. Now start to slide your right hand down the back of your left leg, reaching the left arm up and over, gaze back over the right shoulder. So even the way in which you're gazing, you're bringing that mindfulness in, just focusing in on one point to help stabilize you. Now bring your arms all the way down, step back, move through your vinyasa, and then arriving back into your down dog. So see every vinyasa as a clearing out from side to side, right? Often we bring our expectations into the second side because we know where we're going now, but see the second side as a new experience entirely because it is. Big toes together to touch. Lifting through the left leg now and feel into the lift, the activation. You're hugging muscle to bone. Imagine that you are pressing your left heel into a wall behind you. Keep descending the right heel closer to the earth. Stay with your breath here and then adding on our strength. Inhale. As you exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, cross over for the twist towards the right. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, step it through. Drop the back knee. So maybe you start low to begin. Feel into your foundation. And then lifting and lengthening up. And just keep breathing here, right? Just feeling into the sensations of your body, honoring its feedback. And it's harder to move slower, right? And more mindfully. So just be patient with any restlessness that arises for you. Now lowering your hands all the way down, we'll shift our hips back into our half splits. So you're coming onto the heel of the left foot, bend into the knee if you need it, take a deep breath in, and then fold a little bit deeper as you exhale. Now coming all the way back forward into the lunge, lift the back knee, right hand down, left arm high. We feel into the twist, the rotation. Now bringing your back knee down, slowly lift all the way up into your twist. So notice if the shoulders are lifting, drop them away from the ears. Feel the left shoulder draw back with your left hip. And then moving into our supported exalted warrior. So sliding left hand down the back of the right thigh, right arm up and over. So feeling into the lunge, the twist, a little back bend here, just doing your best. And then arms come all the way down. Step it back, move through your flow. And anytime it feels better for your wrists and shoulders, you can skip the vinyasa at any time, right? Sometimes we start to feel fatigued and it's okay to skip. Again, it's not about how much we can do, how much we can accomplish, like that high productive mindset that we often get into. But be patient and kind with yourself and your body. So from down dog, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, travel forward, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're coming into chair pose. So chair can be done feet together, feet hip width apart. I always like to start with hands at the heart center. Sometimes we really carry the weight of our world on our shoulders. So by reaching the arms up, maybe we're feeling more tension reside there. So if that's the case for you, hands to heart. If you want to start to extend, lift and lengthen. We're feeling the weight shift back into our heels. We're feeling the hips draw back in space. And as we hold this for a little bit of time, right, here's where that deeper, steady breath really comes into play, right? When you're breathing deeply, the nervous system is calm. We don't need to be in this fight and flight state of resistance in the pose. It's all good. You're just getting stronger in your low body. So can you find a sense of lightness and openness into the heart, into the mind as you settle in a little bit deeper? Your breath is your power source. Feel into it. Last moment, maybe there's a little bit of a bend. Play to your personal edge and then forward fold, let it go. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, mindful vinyasa, right? So feel into the alignment, the transitions of each pose. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, sweep up. Again, this is a time maybe you want to go quickly, slow it down. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, cross over. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step your foot all the way forward. High lunge this time. So even though both feet are on the ground, right, balance can be a little bit of a challenge here. So maybe you widen the width of how you are standing, right? So right foot could come over a little bit more for that stability. We will start to move here with breath. So the deeper the breath, the slower the movements, the more we can really feel into the transitions and stability. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, start to move your hips back, hinge forward, straighten through the right leg, and draw the arms back in space. Now inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hinge forward, just come about halfway. Draw the low belly in and up. Inhale, reach back up one more time. Exhale, hinge forward, draw the arms back. Now inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, twist open to the right, left arm forward, right arm back. Take another deep inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale, exalted warrior, lean back. Come all the way down with your hands. Transition forward, standing splits, lifting your left leg high. Now you can have your hands on the ground. You can have your hands on blocks if you have them. Or maybe you want to challenge your balance. Bring one or both hands to the back of the right heel. And then just feel into that lift of your left leg, just like three-legged down dog, right? You're activating the muscles of your lifted leg. You're pressing either up or back behind you. Just a few more moments. And then a big step back, lunge, plank, high to low, up to down. And then we'll just take a moment, a resting moment, down dog or child's pose, whatever feels right for you. And then just check in, right? How do you feel now physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically? Remember that yoga means connection and union. So we are honoring all the different parts of who we are, and we are holding space for everything. Right? This is all about self-study, moving towards growth and acceptance. Now moving back into your down dog, left side, right? New experience, release your expectations. Lifting your left leg high to the sky, take a deep breath in. And then left knee to left elbow, exhale. Inhale, sweep up, lift up. Exhale, knee to nose. Feeling into your strength, you got it. Inhale. And then cross over to the right, exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step forward, high lunge, crescent pose. So again, here is where we just check in, right? Wider, more narrow. Do you need more stability, or do you want to challenge yourself a little bit more? So we feel into the groundedness of the feet, right? Roots are deep. I always loved the quote, when the roots are deep, there is no need to fear the wind, right? So when we're grounded and strong and stable, we feel a sense of ease when we get shaky, when we get unstable. So take a deep breath in here, and then as you exhale, shift your hips back, hinge forward, arms draw back. Inhale, come all the way back up, moving slowly and mindfully. Exhale, hinge forward, sweep the arms back. One more time, inhale and exhale. Coming all the way back up, take a deep breath in, twist open as you exhale. Deep breath in, exalted warrior, stretch back, lean back. And then bringing your hands all the way down. Here is where we shift forward, standing splits. So support yourself in any way that you need if you do need to feel more grounded, right? Sometimes we just need that. Or other times we need to push ourselves to a new edge. So maybe you take away the balance of your hands and you work towards the back of your heel. Wherever you are, breathe deeply, right? And when you start to feel challenged, unstable, when the breath is deep, the mind is calm and focused, and we remember that this will not feel this way forever. You're almost out. Last moment, breathe it in, breathe it out. Big step back, move through your flow. From down dog, let's take a cleansing breath before we transition. So in through the nose, fill up your lungs, more. And then open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Take a deep inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Rise on up, strong mountain pose. Hands to heart center, just close your eyes, take a moment. Again, reconnecting to those 3 simple truths. You're alive. You're breathing. You are enough. And as we come into just a few more balancing poses, and remembering that steadiness, right, comes from the breath, the focus, that connection to your core. And we will just explore a few more balancing poses. So remembering that old proverb, when the roots are deep, there is no need to fear the wind, right? And that not just applies to yoga, but to life, right? When things start to get shaky, unstable, we feel so much chaos and uncertainty around us. But when we are connected to our core, we are grounded, we are centered, we are clear, we feel more ease with all that is happening around us. Okay, so grounding down through the right leg, that is your base. Have a little micro bend through the right knee. We don't want to lock out the knee joint. There's a lot of activation in your leg. And then hugging your Left knee up and in. So we felt this on our back right at the very beginning. Now we're just doing our best to balance. So squeeze the knee in a little bit more. And then now taking your right hand to your right hip, left knee draws your knee out. So feeling into that inner hip stretch. Now we're bringing the foot either to the thigh or below the knee for tree pose. Here's where you can start to expand and lift through the arms, any variation that feels right. But come back to your breath, focus your mind. If you fall, no worries, just get back in, keep trying. We are not going for perfection here. All right, we are still on this leg for a little bit longer. We're hugging our knee back in and then working into the twist. So holding with your right hand, left arm reaches back in space. You can turn your head towards the back shoulder, adding the rotation in. And then we move through to center and release. Shake it out, let it go, right? A lot of this practice too is the art of releasing, letting go, softening and surrendering into whatever just unfolded. Take the lesson, keep moving forward. Okay, we're grounding down through our left leg now. So again, a little micro bend through the knee, but you're bringing all that muscle activation in, right? Strong, steady base. And then we hug our right knee up and in. And sometimes it's helpful to just visualize that there's a wall right behind you. You're all good. Try to hug the knee in a little bit more. Now left hand to left hip, we open up the knee to the right. Just pausing here, right? Just feeling into the external rotation. Notice how much your hips move. And then either bringing foot to inner thigh or below the knee. Just not pressing into the kneecap. And then growing your tree if that feels right. And just notice any mental resistance if the fall is inevitable, right? We want to put the effort in for balance, but sometimes we just have to accept the fall. And the more resistance we put behind that, right, the more that mental component gets in our way. Take one more cycle of breath. And then coming back through with your knee, hug it in. Ending with our twist, right hand draws back. And then positioning your head, your gaze in any way that feels good and allows you to settle in with more awareness. Take one more deep breath in, full breath out. Now coming back through to center. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, vinyasa, step or hop back, modify or skip it all together. Another cleansing breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Now inhale, right leg high, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose, just one time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step forward, ground down. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, shift your hips back, hinge forward, draw the arms back. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, twist open to the right. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, twist. Inhale, rise up, back to high lunge. Exhale, open up warrior two. So you're adjusting your feet now. Front heel is either aligned with your back arch or back heel, whatever feels best. And it's up to you how wide you get here in your warrior two. We want to make sure that the knee isn't going beyond the ankle. So it's either stacked or a little bit back behind. And then pressing our knee open towards the pinky side. Now, often the arms are an afterthought here, so really lengthen out, engage the muscles of your arms, spread the fingers. Take another deep breath in here. Now reverse your warrior, either sliding your left hand down your left leg, or maybe you come into a half bind, reaching the arm behind you. Lastly, if you want to turn on a little bit more energy of your core, reach your left arm back with your right. So we're feeling into a little bit more challenge, but the breath is deep, right? The steadier the breath, steadier the mind and the body. Now inhale, come back through warrior two. Exhale, windmill the arms all the way down. Standing splits, just one cycle of breath. So really lift into it, feel into it. Chair pose, left foot meets the right. Bend your knees, sweep the arms up or keep them at your heart center. Find your edge here, your depth. Breathe into it, feel into it. Now forward fold, let it go. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, vinyasa. Inhale, left leg high. Slow and steady, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, step forward, high lunge. Feel grounded as you lift. Inhale. Twist open as you exhale. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, twist. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, open warrior two. So take a few moments, right? Opening through the hips more. Arms are extending as wide as you can. Check in with the integrity of the front leg. So we want to feel knee either stacked above or a little bit behind, and then towards the pinky side. And just breathe. Just another moment or two settling in, right? These longer holds not only build into our muscular strength, but also our bone strength. Really important as we grow older. Now inhale, lean a little forward, flip the palm, exhale, reverse. So your choice, right? You can support, you can bind, or take it away and really tap into your core strength, but you're still breathing as deeply as you can, right? Just feeling the breath in your body as your anchor, as your power source. Now inhale back into warrior two. Exhale, bring the hands all the way down. Shift forward, standing splits. And then forward fold. Chair pose, just a few moments here. So maybe you get really low knowing that you're not going to be here for that long. You got it. Take one more deep breath in. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, vinyasa. And we will meet in child's pose. Just coming back to that place of release and letting go. Checking in with how you feel. Downward facing dog. Now walking your feet all the way forward, coming to a seat. Working into a little bit of a deeper twist now. So your left leg extends forward, right knee hugs up and in. You can place your foot to the inner thigh, or for a little bit more sensation, outer hip, plant the foot up and over. Right hand behind, this is your back support. Inhale, sweep your left arm up, and then exhale, coming into the twist. So either pressing elbow to knee, if it feels better just to wrap your arm around your knee, that is also an option. And as always, you're just turning your head in any way that feels best for the neck. Notice if the right shoulder is lifting, draw it away from the ear. Take one more deep breath in. Full breath out. Come through to center. Just a quick forward fold here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lead with your heart as you drop down, grabbing onto whatever part of the body feels supportive. We are never forcing into the stretch to feed the ego. We are meeting our bodies where they are today. Every day we feel a little bit differently. Now coming all the way up, hugging left knee in, either planting foot to inner thigh or outer. Left hand as our back support. Inhale, reach, lengthen first, then feel into your twist. And just feel into the breath, the action of the breath. The inhale, we lift and lengthen. Exhale, we ground and maybe rotate a little bit more if that feels right. Now coming all the way back through to center. Soles of the feet together, knees butterfly out. Take a deep inhale. And then forward fold as you exhale. Soften the shoulders. Bowing to yourself in gratitude that you showed up for you today. Now coming all the way up and onto your back. Cross right ankle above your left knee. Now weaving your hands to the back of your left thigh. Draw the right knee a little bit forward with your right elbow to feel more sensation. Now keeping your tailbone down, if you want to start to lengthen your left leg up, adding in the hamstring stretch, you can do that as well. But just feeling into the sensations of your outer right hip. Maybe the eyes close down here. And oftentimes towards the end of our practice, that's when the mind jumps ahead. What else do I need to get done? What else is happening today? But just keep bringing your mind back to the breath, to the body. We're here for just one more cycle through. Inhale. Exhale. And then release your foot down. Right foot comes down. Cross left ankle above the right knee. Weave your hands to the back of the right thigh. Draw the knee in. And then you can use left elbow to press left knee further away from the body. We stay grounded through the tailbone as we maybe lift our right leg up. Just keep noticing where you can soften, how you can let go in this moment. Take one more deep breath in, full breath out, and then release. Draw both of your knees in, lengthen your legs up towards the sky, work a little bit into the ankles. So draw circles with your feet, wiggle your toes. Give some gratitude for your feet, for keeping you strong and steady in your practice today, also helping you move forward in your life. And then now we'll draw the knees back in and make our way into our Shavasana. So this pose is as important as everything else that we do in this practice. This is the pose that we are working towards from the very beginning, where we center and find stillness. So just allowing your body to fully relax here. Take that moment to notice how you feel now, physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. And just feel into the essence of softening, surrendering into this moment and all that it is for you, whether you feel restless, whether you feel at peace. Just feel into the beauty of yourself, your body, your mind. And just allowing yourself to connect back to that place of peace within you that often gets clouded by our external world, but it's always there. And sometimes all it takes is the intention of moving and breathing, strengthening and opening, so that we feel ready for this moment of stillness, of quietude. Now, if you have longer for your Shavasana, I always recommend to stay, right? If you have the time, stay. And if you don't think you have the time, be honest with yourself. But if you are ready to re-enter into your world, just bring a little bit of movement into your body, maybe a full body stretch. And then just rolling over, whatever side feels best. And just pause here. Making your way to a comfortable seat. Bringing your hands together at your heart, your eyes may be open or closed, whatever feels best for you. But just acknowledging the work that you did here on your mat, the power in slowing down, giving back to yourself, feeling grounded, more centered. And I hope you carry this energy with you into the rest of your day. Once again, I am so grateful to be your guide. Thank you so much. I hope to see you soon.